Welcome to the Rhetoric Lab, where we translate the world's nonsense. Today's specimen, bend over backwards. Let's begin. This phrase shows up anytime someone goes way out of their way to help. Sometimes heroically, sometimes unnecessarily, and sometimes because they lack the ability to say the word no. Someone will say, "Wow, they really bent over backwards for you." It's a compliment, but also an unspoken warning about a future chiropractor bill. So today, we're putting this phrase under the microscope to figure out where it came from, what it means, and why humans twist themselves into emotional pretzels just to be liked. The expression dates back to the 16th and 17th centuries and originally meant exactly what it sounds like: a theatrical, acrobatic act of flexibility. Performers would literally bend their bodies backwards in extremely difficult positions to entertain crowds. So metaphorically, the phrase evolved into going to extreme lengths to please someone, doing something difficult just to make someone else comfortable. Its physical strain turned into social strain, and while the literal version required muscle strength, the modern version mostly requires guilt, people-pleasing tendencies, and a fear of disappointing others. Psychologically, bending over backwards is tied to approval seeking. Humans want acceptance, sometimes desperately, and we learn early that helping others gains social points. People bend over backwards when they fear conflict, they fear disappointing someone, they want to be liked, they want validation, they want to feel useful, or they want to secure a future favor. It's a self-sacrifice tactic wrapped in a heroic narrative. But underneath the positivity, the psychology is simple. If I do enough for you, maybe you won't leave, reject me, or be upset with me. In daily life, this shows up everywhere. You're drowning in your own workload. You're one email away from disappearing into witness protection. And your manager says, "Hey, can you take on one more thing?" You respond, "Sure, congratulations, that's bending over backwards." And now you're also bending over sideways, diagonally, and spiritually. One partner plans elaborate surprises, buys gifts, rearranges their schedule, cooks dinner, and solves problems the other person never asked them to solve. Then they say, "I'm just trying to make you happy." Translation: I'm bending over backwards in hopes you'll meet me halfway. A relative asks for help moving. Again. You have work, you have plans, you have a spine, but you show up anyway, lifting boxes labeled miscellaneous regrets. Your family says, "Thank you for always bending over backwards for us." And you smile, even though your vertebrae are drafting a resignation letter. Rhetorically, this phrase acknowledges heavy effort, but it also highlights imbalance. When someone bends over backwards, it implies the situation wasn't equal. One person worked harder, one person overextended, one person sacrificed, while the other person simply existed. It also reveals social pressure. The phrase often comes up when the effort wasn't just generous, it was excessive. Bending over backwards is praise and a subtle critique. So here's the translation. Bend over backwards means go far beyond what's necessary in order to keep someone else happy. It also means I'm going to extreme lengths for you. I'm doing too much. This isn't balanced. I'm trying really hard, maybe too hard. It's generosity mixed with self-neglect. The phrase is a reminder that effort is good, but over-effort has consequences. When we bend over backwards too often, we lose our boundaries, our energy, and sometimes our identity. Helping others is healthy. Helping at the cost of yourself is not. The real skill isn't bending over backwards, it's knowing when to stand up straight. This has been the Rhetoric Lab. Keep your mind sharp and your ears even sharper.